Hello students, welcome to the class of Pole Science of 12 Arts, and today we will proceed from another new topic from the revision section of the chapter United Nations and its organizations. So previously we had completed the number 6th organ of the United Nations, that was International Court of Justice. Before that we had read about Economic and Social Council, then Trusteeship Council, then the Secretariat, Security Council, and the General Assembly. So we have completed reading about all the 6 organs of the United Nations in a very descriptive way. So today we will start from the topic the specialized agencies of the UN. That means in the contents of the syllabus also regarding the chapter number 6 United Nations in its organizations, if you remember, there was the inclusion of this topic, that agencies of the UN. So we will read about all the agencies of the UN which are actually associated as the specialized agencies in the United Nations. So starting from number 1 is International Labour Organization, ILO. And about ILO we have read in an elaborative way regarding, because this ILO was the topic that was included in this year's syllabus. That means it is the newest inclusion. Then followed by Food and Agricultural Organizations, FAO in short form. Then the number 3 specialized agencies of the UN is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. Then followed by number 4th specialized agency of the UN is WHO, that means World Health Organization. Number 5th is the World Bank, WB. If you remember, we also have read about this World Bank in a descriptive way. Then followed by number 6th specialized agency of the UN is International Monetary Fund, that is the IMF. Number 7th is International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. Then number 8 is Universal Postal Union, UPU. Then followed by number 9 International Telecommunication Union, ITU. After that International Maritime Organization, IMO. Then followed by World Meteorological Organization. The number 12 specialized agency is World Intellectual Property Organization. Then followed by number 13 International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. The number 14 is United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO. Then followed by number 15 International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA. This point, number 15 point, we have read this in a descriptive way. Then lastly is the WTO, that means World Trade Organizations. So there are overall 16 specialized agencies of the United Nations. Try to memorize it and try to note down this in your text copy. After this, apart from specialized agencies, there are some special bodies also of the United Nations. Clear? There are certain differences between the agencies and the bodies. So the UNESCO will fall under the special agencies category, and the UNICEF will fall under the special bodies category of the United Nations. These are the two sub branches. So starting first from the special bodies of United Nations, the first body that comes is the UNICEF, that means United Nations Children's Fund, International Children's Emergency Fund in full form. Then followed by number 2 is UN Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD. Then followed by United Nations Development Program, UNDP. After that, number 4 is the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. In short, we can tell it as or say it as UNITAR. The number 5 is United Nations Environment Program, UNEP. Then followed by number 6, UNU, that means United Nations University. Then followed by number 7, World Food Council, WFC. Then United Nations Volunteers, UNV. After that, United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA. Number 10 is United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC. Then followed by United Nations Human Settlement Program, UN Habitat. Then number 12 is United Nations Institute for Disarmament Research. Then number 13 is United Nations Research Institute for Social Development, UNRISD. And last but not the least is number 14, United Nations Interregional Crime and Justice Research Institute, UNICRI. So all these agencies and bodies, whatever the names are there, you need to memorize it and you need to note down under the following head. Suppose you will write in your notebook as the specialized agencies of the UN, you can make a flow diagram also regarding all these 16 names that are under specialized agencies, or you can write simply as it is written in this presentation. So likewise, you will also write about special bodies of the United Nations that is given here, such as suppose there are 14 names. So whatever the bodies and the specialized agencies of the United Nations, the names are given. Out of that 16 plus 14, out of that whichever points are there included in the syllabus, we will read about that particular bodies and agencies in a very elaborative way. Such for example, we have read about the ILO, which was recently included in the new curriculum of pole science. Then we have read about number 5, World Bank, in an elaborative way. Then we have read about International Monetary Fund also in a very descriptive way. So likewise, regarding the special bodies of the United Nations also, some topics were included which we must read in an elaborative way, such as number 1, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. This we have read in an elaborative way. Clear? So likewise, whatever the points are there that must be read elaborately, we will go through it in a very descriptive way. But you must note down this two things. That means the bodies that are under the UN as specialized agencies, and also you must note down of the special bodies that are under the United Nations. So overall there are 30 bodies and specialized agencies under the UN. Clear? After that, let's move on to the next topic, that is humanitarian activities of the United Nations. Clear what it is actually? We must know this. So number 1, it is given that Treaty on Cybercrime. Cybercrime, you know that whatever the crime that is done through online fraud, online cyber fraud are going on till date also. So regarding that only, there was a special treaty that was done on cybercrime. That means online fraud, whatever it is going on. So based on that online cybercrime only, one treaty was made through the United Nations, and these are all what related to the humanitarian activities. That means welfare for the human, or you can say that welfare and development for the human. So based on the Treaty of Cybercrime on November 23rd, 2001, representatives of 30 countries met in Budapest and signed the first ever international treaty on criminal offenses committed in the internet. That means whatever the criminal crime is going on through the internet, that means online. So for that only 30 countries met in Budapest. Please correct this spelling, it will be Budapest, not POST. Please make it correct. So on November 23rd, 2001, representative of 30 countries met in Budapest and signed the first ever international treaty on criminal offenses committed in the internet. So this was the first ever treaty that was signed by 30 countries regarding what? Whatever the criminal offenses are going on. Suppose some cyber fraud is going on through the internet, for that reason this treaty was signed in the year 2001, and remember the date, November 23rd. After that, second humanitarian activities of the United Nations is related to UN Resolution 1973, and this United Nations resolution of 1973 was some efforts to nab terrorism. That means it was to curb or to curtail whatever the activities of terrorism was going on at that time. So following the global demand to act against the terrorists and states that support or harbor them, the UN unanimously passed the resolution. That means this resolution of 1973, that means the United Nations resolution of 1973 was actually an effort to nab or to curtail terrorism. How? Because some countries during that time were there who were actually supporting terrorism, or you can say that they were actually giving the terrorist their country to live in their country. Many countries were there at that time. So what did the UN did? The UN passed a resolution in 1973 and made sure that whoever country will support them, the UN will act against those countries. So for that reason, the United Nations unanimously passed the resolution. Unanimously means all agreed to pass this resolution, that whoever the country are there that is giving the terrorist a helping hand, that country will not be spared by the United Nations. After that, the third humanitarian activities of the United Nations is related to the Millennium Summit. So at the summit held at UN headquarters from 6 to 8 September 2000, world leaders established clear direction for the organization in the new century. The Millennium Declaration targets for poverty, disease and environment issues. Clear? So regarding the third humanitarian activities of the United Nations, there was a Millennium Summit. Millennium Summit was held in the year 2000, and the date was 6th to 8th September. That means for 3 days during the month of September, that was from 6 to 8. That means 6, 7 and 8 of September in the year 2000. All the world leaders established clear direction for the organization in the new century. So they took one kind of promise, and this promise was regarding the eradication of poverty, eradication of disease and eradication of environmental issues. That means they promised, whatever the member countries were there under the UN, they actually promised within themselves or within each other that they will try to eradicate. They set target for what? That they will try to remove poverty from the world, they will try to remove every disease from the world, and they will also try to remove the environmental issues such as deforestation, pollution, whatever the environmental issues are there. So they will try to sort out these issues, fighting togetherly. So they set target for these three things, namely number one was poverty, then disease, then environmental issues. So as a whole, we can say that the humanitarian activities of the United Nations was firstly what? There was a treaty on cybercrime. The number two was about the UN resolution of 1973. This was to nab terrorism. The number three was regarding the Millennium Summit. After that, we have learned about UN peacekeeping forces. So we will go through in a brief way about 60 years of United Nations peacekeeping forces. So today, peace and security are not longer viewed only in terms of absence of military conflicts, but the common interests of humankind. Over the years, the General Assembly has helped to promote peaceful relations among nations by adopting several resolutions and declarations on peace. The peaceful settlement of disputes and international cooperation in strengthening peace. UN played effective peacemaking role in Afghanistan, Somalia, crisis in former Yugoslav republics, Kosovo, Middle East like Arab-Israel conflict, Angola, Congo, Rwanda, and in Gulf crisis. So these are the achievements actually. How did the United Nations was successful in restoring peace in most of the conflict areas such as Afghanistan, Somalia, Yugoslav republics, Kosovo, Middle East, like Arab-Israel conflict, Angola, Congo, Rwanda, and the Gulf countries. So the United Nations was very much successful. 29th May 2008 marks not only the International Day of Peacekeepers but also the 60th anniversary of UN peacekeeping operations. So why have we read about this 60 years of UN peacekeeping as the headlines? Because the United Nations dated 29th of May 2008 marked the 60th anniversary of its peacekeeping forces, or you can say that UN peacekeeping operations. So you must remember this date. If short question comes that when is the UN peacekeeping operation day is observed, so you will write what 29th May 2008 is being celebrated as United Nations peacekeeping operation. So this was regarding 60 years of UN peacekeeping. So related to this, if you remember that before the establishment of United Nations, the League of Nations was there. Actually, the United Nations had succeeded the League of Nations. And what was the reason for the failure of League of Nations? That after the First World War, which ended around, it was from when, if you remember the date, 1914 to 1918. So after the end of the First World War, the League of Nations came into being, and the League of Nations came into being as a result of the necessity that the people thought that the institution of League of Nations is very much required at this time, because maybe the League of Nations will be successful in stopping the war, and along with the stopping of war, it will also be successful in restoring peace all over the world. So with this view or aim in mind, the League of Nations was established, but it did not successfully kept on going, because it was not at all successful in stopping the Second World War, as because during that time only, from 1939, the Second World War started, and this marked what? The failure of the League of Nations, because when the League of Nations was established after the First World War, that was from 1914 to 1918, that was formed for the reason that, like the First World War situation, the other world war should not happen, but the League of Nations was not at all successful. So when the Second World War started in the year 1939, the League of Nations was failed completely. So when the Second World War ended in the year 1945, immediately after that, the United Nations succeeded the League of Nations, and the United Nations is till date successfully resolving all the disputes between different countries, and it has been way ahead successful in maintaining and cooperating with all its peacekeeping forces, and also is trying to resolve the conflicts through peaceful talks and discussions. So with that, we have come to the end of today's topic. So we shall do a quick rewind, as because we have completed the whole topic related to the United Nations organizations. Some topics are left out which we will revise again in the next class. But regarding this topic, what we have read actually from the beginning to end, we shall once again revise that. Firstly, we had read about League of Nations, then establishment of United Nations, purposes of United Nations, then principles, then some general information of United Nations regarding membership, finances, languages. Then we have read about main organs of the United Nations. There are 6 in number, starting first from the General Assembly, number 2 Security Council, number 3 Secretariat, the number 4 was Trusteeship Council, number 5 was Economic and Social Council, and number 6 was International Court of Justice. Today we read about specialized agencies of the UN, specialized bodies of the UN. Then we have read also about the 3 humanitarian activities of the United Nations. First was the Treaty on Cybercrime in the year 2001, then UN resolution of 1973. This was to curb terrorism. Then lastly, it was about the Millennium Summit, where every countries and their leaders promised to eradicate 3 things: poverty, disease, and environmental issues. Then last but not the least, we read about the UN peacekeeping forces, and we also read about the 60th observation of 60th anniversary of UN peacekeeping operations. That was on in the year 2008, 29th of May. So I hope that whatever the points we have read till now regarding United Nations organization, starting from the League of Nations to the UN peacekeeping forces, I hope that everything is very much clear to you. So with this, I will wind up today's topic. Thank you.